the male protagonist of this anime, Sakuta, meets a sexy bunny girl in the library. The lecherous Sakuta can't take his eyes off her. At first, Sakuta thinks the bunny girl was filming a TV series because the girl is a super popular star. But he soon discovers that no one can see her except him. What happened between them? Let's start with their first meeting. In the library, Sakuta utters Mai's name, recognizing her not only as an actress but also as his singer. However, Mai only wants to maintain distance from Sakuta. She entreats him to erase today's memory and ceases their interaction. Reluctantly, Sakuta concedes to Mai's plea. Nevertheless, Mai's striking beauty makes it difficult for Sakuta to erase the memory of encountering her. When school starts, Sakuta meets Mai at school. He mentions Mai to his friend Yuma, wanting to know what kind of person she is. Yuma mistakenly thinks that Sakuta likes Mai. He thinks that Sakuta and Mai are people from two worlds, and Sakuta can never win her heart. Sakuta explains that he doesn't like Mai and he is just curious about her since she has always acted alone in school. In order to get to know Mai, Sakuta asks his seniors in the club for her information. Mai made the decision to temporarily quit her show business after graduating from junior high school. At first, Mai was not a student at their school, and she transferred here after school started. At that time, different circles of friends had formed in the class, and Mai had a hard time integrating. She spent 2 years of high school unnoticed, just like the air. As someone who is also always ignored, Sakuta empathizes deeply with Mai's situation. Despite their boring lives, the students are resistant to change. After school, Sakuta encounters Mai at the station once more. Observing a young boy surreptitiously taking photos of Mai, Sakuta intervenes promptly. Mai expresses her gratitude towards him for his intervention. She once saw the news about Sakuta, which said he is a violent person and beat 3 male classmates to be seriously injured. But Mai doesn't think Sakuta is at fault because if Sakuta was really the abuser, he couldn't have gone unpunished. Sakuta agrees with Mai's words, but his classmates have treated him as a violent boy. He is accustomed to being ignored and unwilling to change other people's opinions. After talking, Sakuta develops a special feeling for Mai. He is very curious about Mai and can't help but ask about her playing bunny girl in the library. Mai tells Sakuta that she was chosen as the heroine of the morning drama when she was 6 years old. Since then, she has been in the limelight. At first, Mai was very happy, but then she felt increasingly pressured. Wherever she went, she would be recognized. One day, Mai made a wish to go to a world where no one knew her. To her surprise, her wish did come true. Mai went to the aquarium alone one day, and no one noticed her. After that, she went to the cafe, where the clerk couldn't hear her voice. Frightened, Mai hurried back home. Later, to verify whether anyone could see her, she put on the most eye-catching bunny girl costume. Sakuta guesses that Mai may have adolescent syndrome. A disease shows effect only on adolescents and will grant extraordinary abilities like mind reading and glimpses into others' futures. To prove his words, he invites Mai to his home and reveals the scars on his body, which he cannot recall the cause of them. Intrigued, Mai reaches out to touch Sakuta's scars and confirms the scars are real. Sakuta tells Mai that he believes that adolescent syndrome is real because of his sister, Kaede. Kaede was isolated because she didn't reply to her female classmates' messages in time. Kaede was psychologically tortured, and many wounds suddenly appeared on her body. Sakuta also had 3 more scars on his chest after learning about his sister's experience. Because of his serious injuries, Sakuta was admitted to the hospital. The rumors of Sakuta's beating cannot hold real since it was Sakuta himself who was taken to the hospital. Just as Mai is shocked, Kaede comes to Sakuta's room. Kaede hasn't been out of the house in 2 years, and she is terrified of strangers. She says hello to Mai and leaves immediately. Sakuta explains that Kaede's condition is related to the internet. As long as she is away from the internet, the symptoms of adolescent syndrome will not occur. Because Kaede rarely watches TV, she doesn't know Mai. Sakuta feels that Mai has a similar experience as Kaede. To prevent her condition from worsening, he advises her to return to her show business. As long as she becomes a celebrity, people around her will not ignore her. He thinks Mai loves acting and wants her to do what she wants. Hearing this, Mai gets very angry. She thinks that Sakuta doesn't know her well and casually makes a guess at her thoughts. Since then, Mai hasn't been to school. Sakuta searches for Mai's name online and sees a lot of negative news about her, causing him to be very remorseful. Mai has experienced a lot of unpleasant things in the entertainment industry, and he should not hastily suggest that she rejoin show business. During the following 2 weeks, Sakuta doesn't get any information about Mai. Concerned about Mai's situation, he resolves to seek assistance from his friend Rio, who leads the science club and possesses a solid understanding of quantum mechanics. Rio brings up a theory, which asserts that something exists in this world when it can be observed. She takes the famous Schrodinger's cat thought experiment as an example. In this experiment, a cat is placed in a sealed box, and the poison gas is put in it randomly every hour. The situation of the cat remains uncertain until the box is eventually opened. Sakuta realizes that if they can't notice Mai, it means that others can't see Mai. To test this theory, Sakuta specifically asks the bakery clerk if he knows Mai. When the clerk replies that she doesn't know Mai, Sakuta is sure that Mai has become invisible. Guessing that Mai might come looking for him, he hurries home. When Sakuta returns home, Mai has been waiting for him at the door for a long time. She tells Sakuta that more and more people can't see her in the past 2 weeks, and she can't even buy food. Sakuta gives Mai the bread he has just bought and takes her to the supermarket. He discovers that passersby won't see the food Mai touches, and he wonders what would happen if he touches Mai. Mai thinks Sakuta just wants to hold her hand, and Sakuta acquiesces to it. He doesn't want to miss the opportunity to hold hands with Mai and extends his hand to her. However, passersby can still see Sakuta. On the way to send Mai back, Sakuta apologizes to her. He knows that Mai was forced by her mother to take photos in a swimsuit when she was 13 years old. She had a big fight with her mother and decided to quit showbiz. Mai doesn't expect that Sakuta would know about the swimsuit photos. Every time she thinks back on this past, Mai gets very angry. In her opinion, she is just a tool her mother used to make money. But Sakuta still insists on getting Mai back to acting, which he believes is something Mai really wants to do. Mai does not give a reply, because few people know about the swimsuit photos. She asks Sakuta why he knows about it. Sakuta explains that he was told by a reporter named Fumika. In order to know more about Mai, Sakuta allows Fumika to report on his and his sister's experiences. Mai thinks that Sakuta should not make a deal with Fumika. If other reporters see the news, they may come to Sakuta's house and leave Kaede with painful memories. In order to stop Fumika from reporting news about Sakuta and his sister, Mai uses the news of her return to show business in exchange. Sakuta feels very sorry, but Mai is grateful to him. She really likes acting. The reason why she suffers from adolescent syndrome is that she keeps hiding her true thoughts. Mai is worried that she will not have time to take a break in the future, so she suggests they go to Kamakura on the weekend. Sakuta eagerly anticipates his upcoming date with Mai. However, on his way to their meeting place, he encounters a lost little girl. Despite his intention to assist the child in finding her mother, he is mistaken for a pervert by a girl named Tomoe. Explaining his genuine desire to help the little girl, Sakuta manages to clear up the misunderstanding with Tomoe. Tomoe also feels very remorseful for her initial behavior. To make amends, Tomoe asks Sakuta to kick her as she treated him earlier. Unfortunately, during the process, they attract the attention of a passing police officer who find their behavior suspicious. Consequently, they are taken to the police station for questioning. When Sakuta is finally released from the police station and hurries to the agreed meeting spot, he is more than an hour behind schedule. Despite the delay, Mai maintains her composed demeanor and waits for him at the station. Upon hearing the reason for Sakuta's lateness, Mai kindly forgives him. But because Sakuta is late, Mai takes him to another place. During this time, Mai asks Sakuta why he cares so much about her. Sakuta replies that it is because he received help from a person when he was suffering from adolescent syndrome, and he also wants to help others like her. The person is named Shoko, and she is 2 years older than him. At his most helpless, Shoko enlightened him and gave him hope for the future. He was later admitted to Shoko's high school, but he couldn't find Shoko's name on the list of students. Mai listens to Sakuta's story and thinks he likes Shoko very much. Sakuta explains that Shoko is just someone he used to like. At this time, they arrive at their destination. Sakuta is taken to the beach by Mai, where he meets her mother. Mai wants to explain to her mother why she didn't choose her to be her agent, but she never expects another fit of adolescent syndrome seizes her, and her mother loses her memories of Mai. Sakuta thinks it is ridiculous, but no matter what he says, Mai's mother can't remember Mai. Now everyone but him forgets Mai, but Sakuta doesn't want to give up. He decides to take Mai to towns farther away to see if anyone will know Mai. To comfort Mai, Sakuta holds her hand tight. They go to many stations, and no one knows Mai. Sakuta wants to ask his friend Yuma for help with the leave, but he is surprised to discover that Yuma has not forgotten Mai. Sakuta thinks it is strange and hurriedly calls Ryo. Ryo advises them to go back to school as soon as possible, and perhaps the key to getting rid of adolescent syndrome lies in school. Due to the lateness of the hour, Sakuta and Mai end up spending the night at the hotel. In the hotel, Mai proposes the idea of sharing a kiss with Sakuta. However, Sakuta calmly inquires if Mai intends to engage in more intimate interactions. Mai clarifies that her desire is simply to express gratitude to Sakuta for standing by her side and not abandoning her during her difficult times. She believes that a kiss is a suitable gesture of appreciation. Unbeknownst to her, Sakuta has developed deep feelings for Mai. Revealing his emotions, Sakuta assures Mai that he will always remember her, which deeply moves her. Because of their close distance, Sakuta keeps watching Mai's peaceful sleeping face throughout the night, unable to fall asleep. After that, Sakuta and Mai return to school. However, Ryo tells Sakuta that Yumai has forgotten Mai, which shocks Sakuta. He meets Tomoe in the hallway and asks if she remembers Mai, because no one remembers Mai. Sakuta is thought to be a nutter. Ryo speculates that his classmates are less and less acknowledging and observing Mai due to the effects of adolescent syndrome. When people are asleep, their consciousness won't work, so they lose the memories of Mai. Because Ryo and Sakuta didn't sleep, they still remember Mai. In order not to forget Mai, Sakuta keeps himself awake by taking medication and writing down his story with Mai in his notebook. Sakuta hasn't slept for 3 days, and he feels exhausted. Mai notices the abnormality of Sakuta. For the sake of his health, Mai decides to find a way to put him to sleep. She comes to Sakuta's house with an excuse for exam tutoring, and then secretly adds sleeping pills to Sakuta's coffee. As Sakuta is about to fall asleep, Mai says goodbye to him. She has long been accustomed to loneliness, and it doesn't matter to her if she is forgotten by Sakuta. Eventually, Sakuta falls asleep under the influence of pills. When he wakes up, he sees the diary on the table. Affected by adolescent syndrome, Mai's name disappears from the diary. Sakuta thinks it's just his fantasy and doesn't care about the things in his diary. Following this incident, Sakuta receives a letter from Ryo. Although Ryo had already forgotten about Mai 2 days ago, she has taken the initiative to write the letter in anticipation. Upon finding the letter, she gives it to Sakuta. In the letter, Ryo outlines a solution to adolescent syndrome. The reason behind Mai's disappearance is attributed to her being overlooked by the entire school. Subsequently, the negative atmosphere in the school extends to the outside world, leading others to also forget about Mai's existence. If Sakuta's love can transcend the biases of his classmates, they will be able to remember Mai. However, at present, Sakuta's memory of Mai has not been restored. One day, Sakuta sees a kanji that he and Mai studied together during the exam and remembers his encounter with Mai, and he can't help but cry. In order to fight the bad atmosphere of the whole school, Sakuta runs to the playground. In front of the whole school, Sakuta confesses his love to Mai. He wants to take her hand and walk the beach, wants to see her play the bunny girl again, and wants to hold her tight and kiss her. Sakuta's voice catches everyone's attention, and they all regain their memories of Mai. Knowing this, Mai is very impressed, but she gets angry when she remembers that Sakuta once swore not to forget about her, and Sakuta apologizes to Mai. Mai doesn't want to respond to Sakuta right away, asking him to confess to her in a month. Sakuta doesn't want to wait that long, and he vows to confess to her every day for a month. Mai is so happy, and she takes the opportunity to declare to everyone that Sakuta is not a violent guy. Eventually, Mai's adolescent syndrome is cured. Sakuta's confession helps the world get Mai back. Ryo describes Sakuta as a young rascal. In the past, he was reluctant to make clear that he was not a violent person, but for Mai's sake, he is willing to be talked about by the whole school. For the next month, Sakuta confesses to Mai every day. On June 27th, Sakuta completes his last confession as agreed, and Mai accepts him. Just when Sakuta thinks they can become a couple, he enters a time loop. No matter how many days have passed, he is still on June 27th. Besides, no one else except him has a memory of this day. Sakuta is so distressed that he asks Ryo to help figure it out. Although Ryo has not experienced the time loop, she helps Sakuta analyze the situation. She believes that Sakuta experienced June 27th 3 times because someone was so afraid of June 28th that she caused the appearance of adolescent syndrome. If Sakuta wants to get rid of the time loop, he must find that person. Observing the behaviors of those around him, Sakuta notices that only Tomoe's behavior has undergone a change over the 3 days. After confirming that Tomoe has become trapped in a time loop, he proceeds to clarify the concept of adolescent syndrome for her. Just then, a boy named Yusuk enters the classroom. Feeling nervous, Tomoe pulls Sakuta to hide. She tells Sakuta that Yusuk happens to be the crush of one of her close friends. However, a twist of fate occurs as Yusuk develops feeling for Tomoe, which makes her very worried. If she rejects Yusuk, she may be despised by her classmates. But Tomoe speaks too loud. Yusuk hears her voice and returns to the classroom. In her state of fright, Tomoe accidentally pushes Sakuta to the floor. As a result, Yusuk misunderstands their interaction. Believing they are in a romantic relationship, he feels disheartened. Meanwhile, Mai walks into the classroom and sees Sakuta and Tomoe in an intimate gesture. Sakuta wants to explain to Mai, but Mai refuses to talk to him. Sakuta thinks that tomorrow is June 27th, and Mai will soon forget about it. But to his surprise, the time loop ends. Because Sakuta didn't have a chance to confess to Mai yesterday, they didn't become a couple. Sakuta realizes that Tomoe's adolescent syndrome is related to Yusuk. Because Yusuk misunderstood their relationship and did not pursue Tomoe, Tomoe's adolescent syndrome ends temporarily. If Yusuk learns the truth, Tomoe may suffer from adolescent syndrome again. If Sakuta wants the time loop to stop, he must declare that he and Tomoe are lovers. Sakuta is very troubled, but Tomoe has an affection for him and comes to work in the restaurant where he works. Tomoe's friends misunderstand that they are lovers, because Sakuta once confessed to Mai in front of everyone. They warn Sakuta not to cheat on Tomoe. After her part-time job, Tomoe asks Sakuta to pretend to be a couple with her for a while. Tomoe is a freshman this year. She had been living in another city until high school and is a person who harbors an intense fear of solitude. After school starts, she invested considerable effort into establishing connections with 3 friends and is reluctant to lose them. Concerning her adolescent syndrome, Sakuta finds himself left with no choice but to accede to her plea. Just as he grapples with the dilemma of how to explain the situation to Mai, she pays an unexpected visit to his residence. Sakuta explains to Mai that Tomoe has adolescent syndrome. He agrees to Tomoe's request because Tomoe's experience is similar to Kate's, and he doesn't want Tomoe to lose all her friends. Mai understands Sakuta's decision, but she doesn't want to forgive Sakuta right away and asks him to show sincerity. Sakuta wants to date Mai, but Mai is busy filming and doesn't have time. Before parting, Mai gives Kate a set of clothes. She wants Kate to dress up nicely so she might have the desire to go out. Kate likes Mai and they become very good friends. After that, Sakuta and Yuma inquire about Yusuk. Yusuk is very good at playing basketball and is very popular in school, but he is a lecherous boy and often complains to his friends that his girlfriend refuses to have intimate interactions with him. Sakuta realizes that Yusuk is not a good person and can finally feel relieved to pretend to be a couple with Tomoe. Because Tomoe needs evidence that they are in a relationship, they go on a date. When they are at school, they also joke around. But Yusuk is so mean that he spreads rumors at school that Tomoe and Sakuta had intimate interactions. Tomoe is saddened to hear people around her talking about her and Sakuta, while Sakuta is very angry at Yusuk. When he meets Yusuk at the station, they have a heated argument. Sakuta feels that Yusuk is living a great shame. He then clarifies to everyone that he is a virgin who has never had an intimate interaction with anyone, and all the rumors are spread by Yusuk out of jealousy. With Sakuta's help, Tomoe's friend sees through this hypocritical person and becomes disillusioned with him. Tomoe gradually has an affection for Sakuta, but she knows that Sakuta likes Mai very much, so she can only be by his side as a friend. A week later, Mai finishes work and comes to Sakuta's house to help him review. Because Sakuta is not interested in studying, Mai deliberately dresses as a bunny girl. Sakuta loves Mai, but he and Tomoe are still pretending to be a couple, and Mai is reluctant to accept his feelings. As the summer vacation begins on July 18th, Sakuta and Tomoe go to the beach, marking their final date. Tomoe thoroughly enjoys herself during the process. She says goodbye to Sakuta and expresses her wishes for him to embark on a relationship with Mai as soon as possible. Yet, he returns to the time loop once more, inquiring with Tomoe about any potential misfortunes. Sakuta receives a denial in response. After experiencing July 18th 3 times, Sakuta guesses that Tomoe has a crush on him, so she brings them to the time loop. This time, Sakuta decides to put an end to the fake relationship once and for all. He tells Tomoe that no matter how many time loops he goes through, his feelings will not change, and then he debunks Tomoe's lies. If Tomoe really wants him to fall in love with Mai, he won't be stuck in a time loop. Tomoe's lies are exposed. She cries and confesses her feelings for Sakuta. In order not to cause trouble for Sakuta, Tomoe brings the day back to June 27th. Sakuta seizes the opportunity to confess his feelings to Mai. Mai refuses to admit that she likes Sakuta, but she kisses him on the cheek, and they officially become a couple. Except for Sakuta not playing a couple with Tomoe. Everything is going the way it should be. Although Tomoe loses 3 friends, she meets new ones. Later, while dating Mai, Sakuta meets a junior high school student named Shoko. She is the girl Sakuta liked, but for some reason, she becomes younger, and she doesn't know Sakuta. Shoko picks up a cat on the road. Because her family does not allow her to keep the cat, she has to ask Sakuta for help. Sakuta speculates that Shoko may also have adolescent syndrome, but he can't find any clues and can only ignore the incident for now. After 2 weeks, Mai pays a visit to the restaurant where Sakuta is employed, searching for him. During this period, Mai has been preoccupied with her work, unintentionally neglecting Sakuta, and she feels very guilty. To console him, she makes the decision to have a date with him after his part-time job. During this time, Mai spots Rio and Sakuta secretly follows Rio to an internet cafe, dialing her number. Strangely, the individual who answers the call is not the same person as the Rio standing before him. It turns out that Rio is grappling with adolescent syndrome, fearing suspicion from others. She is unable to be present concurrently with another version of herself. Sympathetic toward Rio's situation, Sakuta proposes to Mai the idea of accommodating Rio. However, Mai is hesitant about Sakuta residing with other girls and decides to stay at Sakuta's house alongside Rio. Before sleeping, Mai comes to find Sakuta, because Sakuta is going to check on another Rio tomorrow. They can't date, and Sakuta feels very sorry. Just when he is about to kiss Mai, he accidentally hits Mai's nose because of his unskilled movements. Mai is very gentle. In the end, they don't succeed in kissing, and Mai vows to practice with Sakuta until he masters the kissing skills. Later, Sakuta comes to school to observe another Rio. This Rio likes Yuma very much and often comes to see him play basketball. Pressed by Sakuta, she reveals why she likes Yuma. When she first went to the store, she was so shocked to see so many people waiting in line that she had to give up buying bread. Yuma offered to talk to her and gave her a loaf of bread. Because Yuma appeared at the right time, she unconsciously fell in love with him. Sakuta realizes that both Rio is real and doesn't know how to solve the matter. As Sakuta is about to go home, Yuma's girlfriend tells him that Rio posted a lot of sexy photos on her social media. After returning home, Sakuta asks Rio about the photos. Rio explains that she just wants to be noticed by netizens, because she has a sexier body than her peers. Boys always look at her with special eyes. Rio feels very inferior. Under the influence of negative emotions, her second personality appears. One wants to get attention, and we call her Futaba for the time being. The other can't accept this eye-catching behavior, and we temporarily call her Rio. Engaging in a conversation with them, Sakuta attempts to mediate. However, Futaba and Rio possess contrasting personalities, and neither wants to compromise with the other. It is only when Futaba receives a meeting request from a stranger that she decides to eliminate the account where the sexy photos were posted. Given the absence of her parents, Futaba is very frightened and asks Sakuta to stay with her. She is fortunate to have Sakuta and Yuma as friends. As Yuma and Sakuta develop a romantic relationship one by one, Futaba harbors a fear that she might eventually lose them. Sakuta, in order to prove their friendship, asks Yuma out in her name. Futaba doesn't expect Yuma comes to meet her, and she feels very moved. They go to the beach together to set off fireworks and agree to go to the fireworks display together next week. Sakuta doesn't sleep all night. When he gets home, he tells Rio that Futaba's account has been deleted. Rio sees the photos they took by the sea and feels very envious. She thinks Futaba is better suited to stay in this world than she is, and as long as she disappears, they can get a happy ending. Sakuta disagrees with her. He thinks they are the same person and reminds Rio not to forget next week's fireworks display. At this time, Sakuta faints due to exhaustion. After waking up, he tells Rio that everyone may hate themselves, and that's nothing. With his comfort, Rio's mind changes. She wants to watch the fireworks with them and tells Futaba about it. As she makes the decision, the two of her personalities merge into one. On the day of the fireworks display, Rio confesses to Yuma, but she knows that Yuma doesn't like her and doesn't expect a response from him. Meanwhile, Mai suddenly discovers that she and her sister Nodoka have exchanged bodies. She deduces that Nodoka has adolescent syndrome and asks Sakuta for help to solve the problem. Although Mai and Nodoka share a half-sister relationship, Nodoka holds a deep affection for Mai. Under Mai's influence, Nodoka joined an idol group. Since they cannot complete the body exchange temporarily, they have to live in place of each other. Mai carries a burden of guilt, believing she played a role in triggering Nodoka's adolescent syndrome. After Mai gained great popularity, Nodoka's mother was crazy about keeping up with Mai, pressuring Nodoka into making her debut and immersing herself in acting activities. Since childhood, Nodoka has modeled herself on Mai and has always regarded her as a goal to try to catch up. Unfortunately, Mai is so perfect that no matter how hard Nodoka tries, she can't surpass Mai. What saddens Nodoka the most is that when she is filming instead of Mai, she faints because of too much pressure. Mai is very worried about Nodoka's condition. She gives the keys to the apartment to Sakuta and asks him to take care of Nodoka. Sakuta helps make Nodoka happy. He tells Nodoka that Mai believes she will be recognized by the director. Nodoka doesn't expect Mai believes her so much and is very happy. When filming resumes, Nodoka wins the director's recognition for her strength, but the filming process does not go smoothly. Nodoka realizes the gap between her and Mai, and she cannot be as good as Mai, but she loves show business very much, and she will strive to become a qualified idol. During this time, Mai takes on Nodoka's role and successfully carries out a concert. Her excellent performance earns her the privilege to sing the theme song alone. Seeing this, Nodoka's mother is very proud of her. Observing Mai's remarkable stage presence, Nodoka experiences a strong sense of inadequacy. She believes that she is unnoticed and has lost the value of living, leading her to contemplate ending her own life. It's Sakuta who intervenes and prevents this tragic decision. He reminds Nodoka that her death would deeply distress Mai. As a concrete illustration, Sakuta brings her to Mai's apartment. He pulls out a box that Mai treasures, filled with letters from Nodoka to her. Mai cherishes Nodoka's letters so much, which proves that she will never dislike her. At this time, Mai returns home. She tells Nodoka that when she first became famous, she was very busy every day. If it weren't for Nodoka's constant letters of encouragement, she wouldn't have stuck to this day. Mai is very grateful to Nodoka. But Nodoka still feels very sad. What Mai does is always the best. She never got the chance to sing the theme song alone, but Mai did it and got compliments from her mother. Mai thinks Nodoka is too naive. Because of the exchange of bodies, she cannot do anything to her face, and can only slap Sakuta. Mai comforts Nodoka, saying that as long as she makes an effort, she will definitely be recognized by her mother. Nodoka feels very sorry. She accepts the fact that she and Mai have a large gap and decides to live as she wishes. As Nodoka makes up her mind, they complete the body exchange. Sakuta is very happy that he is finally able to have an intimate interaction with Mai. Subsequently, Nodoka moves to Mai's apartment, fostering a stronger bond between the sisters. However, soon after, a photo of Mai and Sakuta together is captured by someone. After discussing with her agent, Mai openly acknowledges her relationship with Sakuta during the film launch. She acknowledges that her resurgence in the entertainment industry owes much to Sakuta's influence. Given that Sakuta is an ordinary person, Mai appeals to everyone to respect his privacy. Sakuta is overjoyed by Mai's affection for him and realizes that he's the happiest one in the world. But life can't be without accidents. One day, Sakuta suddenly receives a request from Shoko to meet, by the name on the letter. Sakuta is sure that the sender was not the junior high school student Shoko, but the one he once liked. Sakuta is very troubled and wants to get Ryo's help. Ryo does not want to meddle in other people's feelings and directly tells Mai about it. Mai feels jealous of Shoko, but she knows that Shoko helped Sakuta, and she doesn't want Sakuta to have regrets. She agrees to Sakuta and Shoko meeting, only asking him to return as soon as possible. Strangely, Shoko doesn't show up to meet Sakuta. In the end, Sakuta leaves a message at the meeting place. I have already had a girlfriend. Next, let's have a look at Kade's story. Kaede is affected by adolescent syndrome and hasn't left the house for a long time. Thankfully, Sakuta and Mai have been with her. With their help, Kaede decides to make a change. She puts on the clothes Mai gave her and wants to go out with Sakuta. The moment she walks out of the house, Kaede can't help but cry. On the weekend, Sakuta and Mai take their sisters to the beach. At this time, a girl named Tomoe appears in front of them. She is Kade's friend, but Kaede doesn't know her. Sakuta tells Mai that Kaede has lost her previous memory. Back in the past 2 years, Kaede found herself ostracized by her peers and felt extremely painful. Seeking an escape from her overwhelming negative feelings, she began to suffer from dissociative amnesia and lost the majority of her memories. In the end, she even became unfamiliar with her family. Unable to accept this transformation in her daughter, her mother experienced a severe mental breakdown. Shortly after, adolescent syndrome symptoms emerged in Sakuta, causing him to be hospitalized. During that time, no one was willing to believe what Sakuta was saying. While escaping the hospital, he encountered Shoko. Shoko believed what happened to Sakuta. She believes that the world is different in everyone's opinions, so she is willing to understand Sakuta. With Shoko's help, Sakuta survived the most difficult period of his life. After being discharged from the hospital, he understood Kade's feelings. Even if she can't regain her memory, he wants her to live well. Later, their father left with their mother, and Sakuta started to take care of Kaede. After telling Kade's story, Sakuta feels very sorry, because Kaede and Mai get along very well. Sakuta previously hid some of the facts. Mai expresses an understanding of Sakuta's approach. Later, at Katomi's request, Sakuta hands Kaede a book. Katomi used to live upstairs in Kade's house, and she and Kaede had known each other for a long time. Katomi puts a note in the book saying that she still wants to be friends with Kaede. Seeing the word friend, Kaede suddenly faints. After diagnosis, doctors believe it is a precursor to Kade's memory recovery. Sakuta can't help Kaede and can only try to accommodate her requests. Because Kaede wants to go back to school, Sakuta contacts the counselor at the school. The counselor believes that everyone has different paces of life and that Kaede doesn't have to rush to class. As long as Kaede steps into the school, it is considered a success. But just as Kaede is about to arrive at school, she is affected by adolescent syndrome. Sakuta promises to help her fulfill her wish, but she must rest for now. He thinks Kaede already knows that she may quickly regain her memory, so she's eager to go to school. To relax Kaede, Sakuta takes her to the zoo. Because Kaede loves zoos, Sakuta gives her an annual pass to the zoo. After the tour of the zoo, Sakuta takes Kaede to the school. The campus is very quiet at night. Led by Sakuta, Kaede visits the entire school. After fulfilling all her wishes, Kaede regains her previous memories but loses her memories from the last 2 years. Sakuta is desperate. Having spent 2 years in close companionship with another Kaede, they still held a multitude of shared plans for the future. At this very moment, the symptoms of adolescent syndrome begin to appear on Sakuta. Surprisingly, Shoko arrives and sends Sakuta home. She read Kaede's diary, aspiring to encourage Sakuta. For Kaede, Sakuta is the person she loves the most. The motivation driving Kaede to step out of the house also stems from her determination not to distress Sakuta. Endowed with the role of Sakuta's younger sibling, she is very happy. With Shoko's help, Sakuta gradually regains his vitality. Yet, from then on, Shoko has never appeared. Later, Mai takes time out to comfort Sakuta and comes to his house, but she finds the note left by Shoko. Because Sakuta is again helped by Shoko, Mai feels that she has not fulfilled her responsibilities as his girlfriend who should accompany Sakuta when he is sad. Mai is depressed and decides to calm down for a while. Sakuta mistakenly thinks Mai is angry about Shoko's affairs and doesn't know how to explain it to her. Nodoka learns what happened to Mai and is furious. She reminds Sakuta that today is Mai's birthday. Mai has been busy filming lately, but she was very worried about Sakuta's condition and deliberately found time to see him. She didn't misunderstand the relationship between Sakuta and Shoko, but just felt very remorseful. Sakuta realizes that he has misunderstood Mai and hurries to the place where Mai works. Mai has very little free time, and they can only date for 15 minutes. Sakuta hugs Mai and apologizes to her. Mai also feels regretful, thinking that she should have told Sakuta what she really thought at the time. Sakuta doesn't blame Mai, because as long as Mai is by his side, he is the happiest person in the world. As the story concludes, Sakuta and Mai develop a much close relationship, and Sakuta introduces Mai to his family. Kaede also realizes the alternate version of herself. She makes up her mind not to escape and plucks up the courage to return to school. Both Kaede and Sakuta are recovered from adolescent syndrome. Here brings the end of this anime. Revolving around adolescent syndrome, Rascal does not dream of bunny girl Senpai tells the troubles teenagers experience in an offbeat way. Although the process of growing up may be very painful, as long as you overcome it, you will grow into an adult. Thankfully, the characters in this anime have recovered from adolescent syndrome, and the story of Sakuta and Mai also comes to a happy ending. Do you still remember the thing that bothered you the most in adolescence? Or maybe you're in adolescence now. What's bothering you? Welcome to share your feelings in the comment area. Well, that's all for this video. If you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. There are also many interesting recaps on my channel. See you in the next video. Bye!